Welcome back to Living North Phoenix's podcast. I'm Blair Ball with the Ball and Real Estate team and founder of Living North Phoenix and Valley Palooza. Thank you so much for listening and being a listener as well as subscriber to our podcast. Let's get right into it. So, as I mentioned on the last podcast, we've got Copper State Moving and Copper State Contracting as our sponsors. My mind is racing, so if I say any names that are wrong, I'm sorry. I'm going to get that right out. But Copper State Moving, phenomenal company that can help you with residential and commercial stuff with moving, as well as packing, storing, in-state, out-of-state, you name it, they can help with that. And then we've got Copper State Contracting, who also does roofs. No job is too small, and they work valley-wide. So reach out to them with any questions relating to either of those services. So in the past, I've been called the Howard Stern of real estate or a Howard Stern of real estate by a couple people. I've voiced my opinions about different things in the real estate space, and you'll have to excuse my voice. Still kind of recovering from a weekend full of some adult beverages and yelling, including football. And by the way, we had our chili cook-off on Sunday at Kitsune Brewing. It's an absolute amazing event. Stay tuned for pictures in the Facebook group, newsletter, and website, and other places so you can see what you missed. That was absolutely amazing. The chili was great. Football was good for those teams that you support that won, not so good for the others. Tyler at Kitsune is awesome. Amazing event. We're so happy to have had it. And Tasha, our event and planning coordinator, who helped us schedule, arrange, and put it together. So thank you, Tasha. So back to the Howard Stern. So I've been known to voice my opinions about things, whether good or bad. Like I just feel it's important that we say what we feel and mean, not sugarcoat it. You know, as an example, if I am working with a client, I walk in a house and they want my opinion. They're hiring me to get the opinion of a professional that's been doing this, in this case, 25 years, and to tell them, as an example, this floor plan isn't popular and it sucks, or this wall can be knocked down because I don't think it's load bearing. I'm not an engineer, but sometimes it's pretty obvious. Whatever that opinion is, they're hiring me for it. And they want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, don't hire me. And then on social media, if I have a concern about the latest settlement or lawsuit with NAR and I think it's crap, then I'm going to say that. I try my best to not harm people's feelings or whatever. But if it's a crappy house, it's a crappy house. If you don't like it, I don't care. So in the Facebook group Living North Phoenix, there's a common trend for people to post their homes for rent or sale, and I encourage it. If it's not from the owner, generally speaking, I won't allow it because then it could be a scam, and I'm trying to avoid scams being posted in the group or the community. But I'll do my best to verify that it is the owner, and if I can, I will allow it. But let's talk specifically about rentals. There was recently a post where someone posted their home that's for rent. I don't know the area, it doesn't really matter, and the rental amount doesn't matter. But let's just say it was $4,500 a month. And then these replies started to happen where, it's these standard responses of these owners are greedy jackasses and they're trying to continue to ruin the real estate space for renters and the market, blah, blah, blah. Fill in the blank with whatever negativity you want. Eventually, I chimed in with something like, because someone had responded, like it's overpriced or something like that. And my one of my responses was like, you know, you don't have to be in the real estate industry. And yes, this isn't a real estate podcast. I know the last podcast had some stuff about real estate, And I'm going to get to the other point of this podcast, but I want to go a little Howard Sternish here on a lighter level. But you don't have to be in the real estate salesperson space to know stuff about the real estate space, period. But um, if, and I don't know if you would be or you wouldn't be. I mean, I could check to see if you have a license or whatever. But, you know, the reality is, A, if you're not the owner, you can charge whatever you want on any home, rent or sale. Like it doesn't matter. That person can do what they want. They're entitled to do that. They don't need any justification to do so. It's their home. They have situations, circumstances. They can charge what they want to charge, period. Is it going to be above market value? Well, here's the thing. If you don't have if you're the buyer or the renter of the home, you're the one that establishes the pricing of the property. Why? Because it's what you're going to pay. So if you're not going to pay it, that's fine too. You don't have to pay it. Just like the owner can charge what they want to charge. But to chime in with all these garbage, useless, offensive, rude opinions that are like, you're a money greedy jackass and you're from California and you're going to charge what you want to charge because everyone seems to think only Californians overcharge on their Arizona properties. Like, get over yourself. If you're listening to this and you're one of those people that chimed in or think you can chime in, the reality is we don't care. Like, keep scrolling. No one cares about your opinion. The post is, if you know of someone looking to rent this house, comment below or DM me. We don't care if you think it's overpriced because you also 99% of the time really don't know what the comparables are. When you chime in with that response, have you really done the research to know that it's overpriced? Or are you someone that still is renting or living in your parents' basement, or here in Arizona, because basements aren't that common? Are you living in the living room on a pull-out couch and you can't afford this? And then you think because you're a keyboard warrior, you have to chime in with your freaking response that has nothing to do with this post for this person's home that they probably have worked hard to obtain. They're probably not really overcharging. They are charging more because the market bears it, period. And if it doesn't, they'll drop it. And guess what? The 4,500 probably will become 4,400 or 4,300. Like, get over yourself. Move on. Keep scrolling. We don't care. By the way, your comment reply will get deleted because it's rude. It's not needed. If you're not going to rent the home, no one cares unless other than yourself. Move on. So if you are listening to this, and I hope you are, sip of water because I need it, and it's not alcohol. Although that kind of sounds good, actually. Nice hazy IPA, otherwise known as the Forager from Kitsune. If you're ever over there, you like IPAs or hazies, try that. It's awesome. Yeah, keep scrolling. We don't care about your response. Move on. It's rude. You can offer your opinion if you're interested in renting. The magic response. If you actually have something relevant to say. If you don't, stay on your pull-out couch because you're not in the market. So let's move on to the next topic. And I'm kind of scrolling back and forth between a couple things here. The next thing I wanted to talk about was I rolled out this new group called Living North Phoenix Businesses. If you are a business owner, I suggest you join. We're going to have a free networking mixer in about a month, just over a month, at Upper Crust, which is just off the 101 in Cave Creek. And it is Living North Phoenix Businesses. I did have a different group, not able to get back into it, even though it was my own group. Please join this one. That networking group mixer is going to be free and it is non-exclusive, meaning if you're a realtor, loan officer, plumber, insurance agent, whatever your industry is, you are more than welcome and invited to be there. The networking group that we have, that is exclusive. This Facebook group is non-exclusive and the mixer is non-exclusive, and we're hoping everyone shows up and contributes. So last week I made a post in the group welcoming all the new members at that time, and then I asked everyone to give a business tip. And if you're not a business owner, you can join the group too. I think there's this, at least this podcast message is relevant. The tips that were provided, wow, holy moly, absolutely awesome. You can Google tips for businesses and get it. But when you speak to real people and you hear real people dealing with today's issues that are business owners or not, but hopefully business owners, giving advice, I was so delighted to see the responses. Quite honestly, I'm just going to go through them one by one now. I'm going to talk quickly as I always do. I'm going to keep yapping like my daughter tells me I am or do. And then eventually these tips will be available via text on our website, in the group, newsletter, everywhere. I'm here to provide everything for you guys that I think is valuable. So that's why I ask that you are part of all these different platforms. Because maybe you're listening to this and you're like, whatever, I hear it. It was too fast. I couldn't write it down. Maybe you're on a trip, you're scrolling through the newsletter, and you want to see it there in written format. Whatever it is, I don't care. It's across the platforms. Be a part of everything. Let's get right into it. First tip, read. And whether that's there was a point in my life, and I guess I still am super technical, when someone says read, and then maybe you're like, well, I don't like to read. I listen to Audible. Whatever. Listen or have your eyeballs on something that has words from people that are experts or so-called experts in the industry. Next one, maintain consistency, even if you're not getting results yet. Wow. You might want to replay that one. If you keep it up, your skills will keep developing and eventually things will pay off. 100% spot on. Focus on the activity, not the outcome. So huge. Stay genuine to who you are. People don't like to be sold, but they do like to create relationships. 100%. So true. Be authentic. Be who you are. People might not like you for it, but more people will like you for it. Next one. Remember your why is the best advice I was ever given, and I think everyone should remember. There are always bad days and parts of business you may not like, but if your why is front and center, those are simply stepping stones to grow. You know it. Focus on the why. Next one. We are so new to the business world that I don't have much to give in the way of tips yet, other than breathe and take it one step at a time when you're feeling overwhelmed. The things I'm reading on this post are so good. Isn't that so true and amazing? And even if you're not a business owner, breathe. So important. Next one. From one of my good friends, clients, big supporter of our group, always providing good advice. Ray, if you're out there, this is from you. Obviously, you know it. Never give up to the idea until you are out of options. Keep going, because there's always light at the end of the tunnel. I added that last part. Next one from Shane. Communication kills assumptions. Think about that one. From Pete. The separation is in the preparation. Don't you just love that? Now, I will add to that. Not from Pete, not saying he's wrong, because he's not by any means. What is the phrase? Let's see. So let's do ready, aim, fire. I've been there. Don't want to put out that piece because you want to keep analyzing it, overanalyzing it, and then it's got to be perfect. And guess what? It's too late. How about fire, aim, ready? Or how about just fire? From Jerica. Don't assume. Good, bad, potentials. Ask, explain, and communicate. Well-informed people tend to have less or nothing to be angry about. So true. Joseph. Never allow someone to control your emotions. Do your best to be professional and fair. Good. does win in the end. You know it, Joseph. From Tilly, luck favors the prepared. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Lindsay, your branding and website is the front porch to your business and speaks for you when you're not available. They're out there, wild in the world, so they better be working for you. You know it, Lindsay. Christina says, don't quit on doing what you love. You're allowed to fail a million times. Just don't quit. Absolutely, absolutely love this one. Never, ever quit. Keep going. It will pay off. And as we talked about earlier, if you've got your why there, you got to keep going and accomplish it. Living North Phoenix started as a little group for me. I wanted to accomplish something big. We are. There's more to do. We're not going to quit. From Pam, who runs our seniors living in North Phoenix group. Be client focused. Ask, what problem can I solve? What can I do that will make your job easier, better, less stressful? You got it, Pam. From Christy, strive to provide the level of service in your business that you enjoy receiving as a customer. Think about the way you felt when you have a wonderful experience that stands apart from others. Thank you, Christy. From Misty, find a mentor, someone who can guide you. There is so much power behind this. In real estate, I found a mentor way later than I would have liked to. And now I have multiple mentors in Living North Phoenix and the communities and the events and everything we're doing. Mentors everywhere. Couldn't do it without them. From Ashley, authenticity. Be yourself from the start and you won't spend your life pretending to be something you aren't to make a living. Ashley, spot on. We talked about this earlier. Being who you are. If you end up separating yourself, pissing people off, we don't try to offend people, I guess. But if you're real to who you are, that's where the gold is. And from Gloria, always follow up. I get so many thank yous for replying or calling back right away. Gloria, follow-up is so important. Very much needed, sometimes very much lacking from certain industries, professionals, whatever. So important. You nailed it. So those are the tips that were provided. I absolutely loved them. I think it was awesome that they were there. They are there. I hope you guys found value in the discussion or rambling of what they are. Remember, if you're listening to this and you didn't get a chance to write it down, don't want to type it out, they will be in text format in the very near future. In the Facebook group, newsletter, in the Facebook business group, might even drop them at the networking mixer in a month as a handout or whatever. I'm here to provide in multiple spots because I will tell you one tip I do have is if you are a business owner, there was a point in me or a point in time for me where one point I was like, I'm going to share this post on Facebook, but I have these people following me that they're on all these channels. So I don't want to post on Instagram. I'm not going to put it on LinkedIn. I'm not going to do it on YouTube because they're going to see it a bunch of times, be annoyed, and stop following me. And maybe that happens. The reality is you don't know where your algorithm pushes you to those people at different times. They might not see it. Is it or can it be annoying? Maybe. Deal with it then. Don't worry about it. Post everywhere. Post the same thing everywhere. It's not a big deal. That's not my business tip. I'm just saying, don't worry about it. Post what you want, where you want, when you want. It's your social. All right. Let's wrap it up here. So we've covered the people who can't scroll online because they have to insert their opinion. Yeah, I'm an opinionated person. I love to put my opinion in, but just realize there's times where no one cares about your opinion. And if it's rude, it's my group. Yes, it's our group, but I run it. Your feedback won't be allowed because unless you're an expert and you know what comps are or comparables are for that specific home in that area and you've walked in it, because also, guess what? The pictures online, they might be distorted. You don't know what the home is, so shut up. Just move on. We don't care about your opinion. And we talked about business tips. So if you own a business, thinking about starting a business, please, please, please join that business group. Again, Living North Phoenix Businesses, I think is the name. Please, please join that and be a part of it. Engage, join our networking mixer. I want to say it's November 6th, but either way, it's in the events tab in that Facebook group. It'll be on our website in the very near future. Yes, we have a website, livingnorthphoenix.com, always being revised, updated, providing the most value that we can. And again, remember our sponsors, Copper State Contracting and Copper State Moving, owned by two different individuals. They are completely separate, don't have anything to do with each other. They are our sponsors and part of our Living North Phoenix Marketing Partner Program. If you want any information on that, reach out or visit our website, livingnorthphoenix.com. Click on the business tab. Under that is the Living North Phoenix Marketing Partner option. And we've got Valley Palooza coming up in, let's see, so 6.5 months. We're looking for vendors. We're looking for sponsors. Be a part of it. Be a part of our community. Tasha's arranged a walking group this weekend, this Sunday. So if you're listening to this, it's this Sunday, whatever that is, the 6th, 7th, whatever, 8th, whatever. And let's see what else we've got coming up. We've got a whole massive plan for events coming up here in the near future, some virtual, some in person. Be a part of our community. Be a part of those events. Continue to be a part of the Living North Phoenix community. I thank you. I am very grateful that you are a part of our community. Even if you can't keep your opinions to yourself where we don't want to hear it. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the community. We will see you on the next podcast. We'll see you at an event. We'll see you in the group. We'll see you on our website. We'll see you in our business directory. We will see you everywhere. Thanks for listening. And remember to have an awesome day.